to share with you 16 pet peeves I have at my job. We're wasting time. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. I'm Allie Mack and I'm a teacher and I'm here to help you have the best school year ever. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you my teacher pet peeves. And in case you don't know what a pet peeve is, it is something a particular person finds especially annoying. Just keep in mind, these pet peeves are not meant to offend anybody, and it's just for fun and entertainment. And in the spirit of keeping things fair, please stick around until the very end to hear some pet peeves that students and parents have about teachers. All right, so let's get into the video. So my first pet peeve is students that cannot sit in chairs with wheels properly. They seem to want to wheel around, lay across it, spin.
Or, for some reason, they suddenly forget to walk and want to wheel themselves around my classroom instead of just walking up to go to the pencil sharpener. Ugh, that is so annoying, so I remove all wheelie chairs from my room except for the one that sits behind the teacher's desk.
My second pet peeve, and I'm sure every teacher shares this, is students that do not write their name on their paper. I just throw it away. It's sad and I hate it, but I do not have time to be trying to decipher someone's handwriting to figure out whose paper it is. Number 3 on this list, when students do not read the directions before asking for help. You'll immediately tell them to get started, you just explain, and then they just immediately ask for help without even reading the directions. When students ask what we are doing for the day and the agenda is on the board, and it's been on the board for at least 9 weeks now, so they should know what we are doing and where to find it. Number 5 on this list is students that are frequently absent and they do not complete their makeup work. And then they wonder why their grade is so low. Look, I get it. If you have to be out, you have to be out, but I cannot give you credit for something that you did not do, right? Number 6, when students do not show their work in a math class. I'll be looking at these problems and I'll think, man, I have to work that problem out. How can you just magically not? Maybe it's a generation thing, maybe not. But kids, for some reason these days, do not show their work in math class. This leads me to my 7th pet peeve. And this is when students have a complicated math problem in front of them. They ask me for help and they have nothing written down. And I'm like, honey, if I have to write that down to work it out, then so do you. So write something down before you even ask me for help. Number 8 on this list, and this seems to be a new thing that's been going on, at least in my classes, is students that write on my desk. There have been several times that I go to clean my desk and students didn't even bother to get up and get scratch paper. They just wrote their work on the desk. Like, oh my gosh, who does that? Number 9 on this list is whenever a kid asks you to go to the bathroom and then they say no and then they start doing the pee-pee dance. I'm like, are you serious right now? I've had to go to the bathroom pretty bad in my life and that doesn't immediately cause me to do the dance. All right, I get it, you have to go to the bathroom, but please let me finish giving instructions first, please, thank you. Number 10 on this list, when a student is tardy and they come in the room late and kids are working on the assignment and they want to come in loud and be distracting and they want everyone to look at them, and oh, that drives me up the wall. I've gotten to where I don't even let them come in the room if they're that type of child. I make them sit outside until my timer goes off and then I let them come in the room. My number 11 pet peeve is when we set up a parent-teacher conference and the parent decides not to show up. So we've got all these materials ready to discuss the child's issues going on at school, and the parent doesn't even bother to call and cancel the appointment, or they just flat out don't show up. Oh my gosh, really? Come on, please be courteous. Number 12 is when a parent blames a teacher for their child's behavior or failing grade. Teachers are not in this business to fail your child or to stay on your child. We would rather have a class full of children that follow our rules and complete all assignments. That would be a dream. We don't make this up, I promise. Number 13 on this list, when a child stays for after-school detention, for tutorial, or any of those kind of things, and the parent is more than 30 minutes late to pick them up. I get it, you have places you have to be or whatever, but please don't even let your child stay if you can't pick them up on time, okay? It goes back to being courteous. I know one time I stayed at the school for over an hour and a half waiting on a parent to arrive. And it's just not cool. Don't even let your child stay if you can't pick them up on time. And I give 15 minutes, maybe even 20, but 30 or an hour, unacceptable. 14 on this list, when a child never has paper and pencils. And it could be a child that you give a stack of paper and a bunch of pencils to, and then they still don't have their supplies. Come on, how can you come to school without supplies? Number 15 on this list, when a student needs a Band-Aid for a healed wound. They usually want to go to the nurse for a wound that's healed, and they'll insist on a Band-Aid. I'll give them one, and it makes them feel better for some reason. And another thing is, for some reason, children think that a Band-Aid is going to make their pain go away. I try to tell them, look, it is not a pain reliever. You don't need a Band-Aid if it's healing. So please, just can we get on with the lesson? Thank you. Last pet peeve of mine, number 16. Number 16 on this list, when students race through the assignment, say they're finished, and then when you tell them, did you do the back? They're like, what back? It's like, really? You didn't even think to look that there was a back side of this paper? Or they'll see there's a back and they'll be like, do we have to do the back? It's like, no, I just put that on there for fun. Of course you have to do the back. I wouldn't have given it to you if I didn't want you to work on it, okay? If you've made it this far in the video, you probably want to hear about the pet peeves that students and parents have about teachers. So let's go ahead and list some of these. Student pet peeve number 1, when a teacher punishes the entire class. Student pet peeve number 2, when a teacher assigns homework on Friday. Student pet peeve number 3, when teachers say you didn't hand something in when you are 100% certain that you did. Man, I could imagine that would be frustrating. Student pet peeve number 4, Monday test. Student pet peeve number 5, teachers that show favoritism. Student pet peeve number 6 is when teachers get into the students' business, like their social life. And the last student pet peeve that I'll mention is when teachers do not hand back graded work. Okay, so now let's hear what parents had to say were their pet peeves about teachers. Parent pet peeve number 1, teachers that will call about a discipline issue and they did not hear both sides of the children's stories. So like if their child got into an argument with another child and the teacher immediately blames their child, they complain. A lot of times teachers do not listen to both sides of the story. Parent pet peeve number 2, teachers that only call about discipline issues and not academic ones.
So you want to call me about my child being disruptive in your class, but you're not going to call and tell me that they're failing?
Come on now. And to be honest, the person who reported this, that's actually a legitimate concern. So that's a note to all of us teachers. Make sure you call about academics as much as discipline. And I'm sure we do that, but this particular parent had that to say. The third parent pet peeve is teachers that don't return their phone calls. The fourth parent pet peeve is teachers who are always asking for money throughout the school year for supply fees. And the last parent pet peeve that I will mention in this video is teachers that call them over every time a child breaks a rule. So it's like, what are you doing up there? I mean, isn't that what you do? You know, so that was the complaint. All right, so that's all I have for you today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, entertaining, or any of those, please like, share, and subscribe. Please comment below your biggest pet peeve at your work or just in life. I know I cannot stand it when people don't use their blinker. And as always, you all have an amazing day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, y'all. I'll see you later.